WJTS News, I'm Charlotte Olson. Local county-by-county unemployment numbers for the month of January have been released, and once again, DuBois County has held on to the number 2 spot. Now, as for unemployment across the Hoosier State, the Indiana Department of Workforce Development says that 2016 began just as 2015 ended. The January unemployment rate is 4.6%, and that's nearly a percentage point less than it was a year ago, and better than all of Indiana's neighboring states. And for over the past 6 years from the height of the recession, Indiana's unemployment rate dropped more than 6%. January's numbers also include an annual revision from the federal government. Essentially, the feds double-check state unemployment data annually and make necessary changes. The revision covers the last year and a half of unemployment numbers and found that Indiana's unemployment rates were better in the first half of 2015 and a little worse in the second half. And last year, out of a workforce of around 3.2 million people, the average number of unemployed Hoosiers was about 156,000. Now, locally, as we mentioned, DuBois County sits in the number 2 spot among Indiana's 92 counties as far as January's unemployment. As far as other local counties of local interest, Daviess County comes in at 4.1%, Warwick at 4.5%, Pike County at an even 5%, Spencer at 5.1%, Perry County was at 5.5%, and Orange County 6.5%, and Crawford County's January unemployment rate came in at 7.2%. Vermilion County led the state with January's highest unemployment rate at 8.4%. February's unemployment numbers will be released on Friday. The suspect wanted for his alleged role in a fatal shooting in Perry County has been picked up in Kentucky. Indiana State Police say a car occupied by 47-year-old Stacey Mahoney of Cannleton was spotted just before 4 o'clock Central Standard Time Monday afternoon by a deputy with the Hancock County, Kentucky Sheriff's Department. The man wanted for the murder of 47-year-old Philip Chase that was reported to have taken place in Cannleton was located along State Road 144 north of Pattsville, Kentucky. The vehicle was spotted on State Road 144 west of Goring Road. Mahoney was taken into custody without incident. Police say a handgun was recovered from inside the car. He was then arrested and taken to the Hancock County Jail, where he is currently being held on charges from both Kentucky and Indiana. Police say that just after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time Monday, he drove into a residence along the 4300 block of Bell Hollow Road in Cannleton and then confronted Chase outside the residence. After a brief verbal altercation, police say that Mahoney allegedly pulled a handgun and fatally shot Chase. Chase was pronounced deceased at the scene by the Perry County coroner. Police say that Chase was visiting the person who resides at the residence when the incident occurred. Police say that Stacey Mahoney's father, Earl Mahoney, was driving the vehicle when they were stopped by deputies. Earl was not arrested, and police say that their investigation is still continuing. One member of Forest Park's alumni has replaced another as the school's leader. During a special meeting at the Cooperations Office last night, the Southeast DuBois County School Board selected 1997 Forest Park graduate Jamie Poond as the school's next principal. She will replace Jim Mailing as a fellow Forest Park High School grad who submitted his retirement back in February. Poond has been assistant principal at Forest Park since 2015, and before assuming that position, she was an administrator and held other capacities in Columbus, Ohio area, where she and her family lived for the past 14 years during deciding to move back to the Ferdinand community. Poond shares her motivation for moving back to the community, aside from attaining her current assistant principal role.
This community it's a close-knit community, and people I think they support each other here, and they look out for each other. And so I think part of what I felt, younger as far as wanting to move away was actually something that whenever I did move away and got away from the community, it was something that my family we were missing that, and we wanted to raise our kids in a community where we felt they were going to, be supported and have that kind of small town camaraderie of people just of looking out for each other. And we've said it so many times since we've moved back, the people around here they're so nice. Everybody is just very friendly, very welcoming, and it truly is a great community.
Jamie and her husband Mark have eight-year-old twins. Mark is a product design engineer at Masterbrand in Jasper. Poon graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree from Purdue University in 2002. She then received her Master's of Education degree from Mary Grove College from Detroit, Michigan in 2005. Most recently, she holds a doctorate from Ashland University in Ohio. Poon says that she's excited to take on the role as principal of the Forest Park Junior-Senior High School and looks forward to the challenges that lie ahead.
I think, certainly continuing, what we've done in the past is, something that we need to keep doing. But as always, there are challenges ahead of us, and we continue to face challenges that are provided to us from our federal government, from our state government, related to curriculum, assessments, lots of stuff going on with ISTEP. So we need to continue to look at what those pieces are and continue to, meet those challenges.
Poon says she acknowledges that the everyday rise of technology is important to consider as they continue to be progressive when preparing students for college goals or alternative goals such as vocational opportunities and prepare them to enter the workforce. Poon will assume her new position starting June the 30th. A Huntingburg woman was arrested after police say that she was involved in a fight Monday evening in Huntingburg. At 6:15 last night, Huntingburg police say that officers received a report that the individual who was involved in the altercation was on her way to police headquarters, and then upon her arrival, officers observed the victim had injuries visible in the areas of her face and neck. An investigation by police found that the victim and 46-year-old Linda Uppenkamp of Huntingburg were involved in a physical altercation in the 1000 block of Van Buren Street. Officers then went to Uppenkamp's residence for further investigation into the report, and she was subsequently taken into custody by police. She was taken to and booked into the DuBois County Security Center on one count of battery. A Huntingburg man was placed under arrest on a number of charges after police say he drove his Bronco through a property, causing damage to the property's parking lot and yard Monday afternoon. Just after 2 p.m., officers with the Huntingburg Police Department were called to the property at 8th and Van Buren Streets to report of a Ford Bronco damaging the parking lot and yard at the location. When they arrived on the scene, police say that they found the SUV stuck in the mud of the yard. After activating the patrol unit's emergency lights, the officers attempted to make contact with the driver, who was 18-year-old Wayne Albritton of Huntingburg. Police say that Albritton then drove the SUV from the yard and headed west on 8th Street to Jackson. A pursuit ensued on Jackson Street until 9th Street when the Bronco turned on Corday Lane. Albritton lost control and went over an embankment onto the railroad tracks adjacent to the road. Police say that Albritton and passenger jumped from the Bronco, with Albritton fleeing on foot from the scene. Police say he ran to Van Buren and then doubled back to Corday Lane, where he was apprehended on 7th Street. Albritton was taken to and booked into the DuBois County Security Center for resisting law enforcement with a motor vehicle, criminal recklessness, and operating without ever receiving a license. Make sure to keep it right here, because up next we're going to take a look at your weather summary.